So before we getting into what is SAP AI, my focus would be on telling you or teaching you guys what is AI first, right? What is artificial intelligence? We might, I mean, now everyone knows what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. But when we start working on the projects or the POCs, leveraging this various types of machine learning algorithms, be it classification, be it regression, be it naive-Bayes algorithms, or bagging algorithms, or boosting algorithms, or even decision tree based algorithms. All these comes under typical machine learning, right? If you have a bit of knowledge in the mathematical space, when I say mathematics, like linear algebra, right, calculus, differentiations, then you will be able to understand the equations that would determine the importance or the influence of each of the machine typical narrow AI, what we call nowadays, that is typical machine learning algorithms. How this would be useful for you in SAP area, we'll cover in the next couple of slides, right? Why this typical machine learning algorithms understanding. You may not be able to get a chance to write an application in Python using this machine learning algorithms, but then you should be able to understand why you are using a different kind of an algorithm, be it a supervised or unsupervised algorithm, etc. Right? Those who are freshers and those who have the acumen to, or those who have interest to code and do some development activity as well, for them we will cover a little bit of Python programming, what is necessary for building an AI ML or generative AI application and deploy it in SAP ecosystem. Okay, the Python programming is not, please do not assume that we will cover everything in Python. We will cover the basics and the control flow logics and the programming patterns and the different Python packages available and useful for machine learning. For example, NumPy, numerical operations, pandas for data frame operations, right? And CBON or EDA, exploratory data analysis for visualization purpose, right? And data pre-processing techniques. And few of the typically used machine learning algorithms within SAP ecosystem delivered by SAP. Okay. If you, some of you from SAP background, if you are able to understand what is embedded machine learning in SAP, just hold on to that word. I will I will explain a little bit more in the next slides. Okay. And then we will also cover a little bit of deep learning, which is the next transformational area within AI portfolio or AI ecosystem. The deep learning is basically for image processing or image classification or image detection, or even the processing of large amounts of data, even for normal numerical or text based data. We use different approaches and different methodologies within deep learning, which is again subset of overall artificial intelligence area, where we have a concept called neural networks, convolutional neural networks, recurrent neural networks, right? And different, uh, deep learning based algorithms, which completely works on neurons and neural networks concept. Fast forward, back propagation, how do you build a neural network for a simple problem to classify whether this image is cat or dog, for example, just to make you understand, right? So we'll cover these simple basics of deep learning and how do you build a simple convolutional neural network. If I may have to correlate how deep learning has been used in SAP ecosystem, this is not delivered as part of your SAP product. Rather, this is being delivered as part of SAP Business Technology Platform under the roof of SAP AI Business Services. That means SAP has already built, for example, to read the invoice document PDF, right? Like OCR based algorithms, which are built into SAP ecosystem already. You will just consume it in your application programming to automate the invoice content from the invoice and post into SAP system, right? So that is where you will be able to visualize and you will be able to correlate how this particular concept or framework has been leveraged within SAP ecosystem. Yeah. And then the natural language processing. This is where the whole world is now revolving or working. A lot of research is going on. You must have used for sure chat GPTs and all. So this is the core of generative AI. The backbone of Gen AI is the NLP concepts. You must have heard about SAP CAI, conversational AI, back in the days, maybe a couple of years back, or you must have experienced a lot of applications, be it banking applications as well nowadays, enabled with chatbots, right? And a lot of digital assistants are also being built in different domains, be it healthcare, pharma, manufacturing, retail, etc. So all these applications are built with the concepts and frameworks of natural language processing, be it voice based or be it chat based. So we will also cover how a given text is translated and in a way that the system would understand and then respond back to the user, right? For example, here we may discuss about SAP Joule, right? SAP Joule is a typical example of our within SAP ecosystem where natural language processing and the generative AI based large language models have been leveraged in building and infusing the complete conversational experience for the business users into SAP products and portfolio. For example, SAP SuccessFactors is the first SAP product where SAP Joule has been activated and many of the customers are getting benefit out of it. When you want to generate a job description, you ask Joule, it will generate the job description, right? You don't have to really wait, ask some expert to generate the job description, right? Similarly, SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud is also getting embedded with SAP Joule. A target of SAP is even recent Sapphire. If you had a chance to look at SAP Sapphire videos or online last week, they are going beyond generative AI. They are allowing multiple AI agents to perform a business function within a particular portfolio, right? So that probably we'll see based on the availability of time. Probably I'll give some insights about what is agentic AI and agents, but we may not be having covering that particular topic fully into this area because first things first, you should get the idea of starting from what is AI ML and then what are the different ways and means that we could use these concepts in building a value proposition applications to the end customers, right? If you see, if you search in ChatGPT or Google, what are different SAP AI use cases, you would get mostly from the business domain perspective. The advantage of the benefit or the edge with SAP AI is you will always talk from the business perspective. You will not be talking or you will not be uh, telling someone that I have built a chatbot, right? But what is the value out of it that you are getting? Are you saving some time? Are you increasing the efficiency of the customer to process certain function, or are you giving a better user experience, right? So these are the typical things that we would cover as part of generative AI. Sorry, yes, AIML overview. Maybe I'll take a pass if you have. Then we will see what is that we're going to cover in SAP AI portfolio. Yeah. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Would it make sense? I mean, just give a feedback. Are you expecting something else? Is also fine. Please do let me know. Okay. So next topic is what we cover is SAP AI portfolio and offerings. So this is a typical SAP ecosystem and how SAP is infusing AI at a different levels so that at the end it is being delivered to the end customer, right? So their target, as I said just now, their target is to enable Joule, a co-pilot, which will understand what the business user wants and responds back to the business as with the data from inside the SAP system or multiple SAP systems. Maybe let me explain you a simple example. Uh, I'm working on a particular business function, for example, finance, right? And I'm trying to ask Joule as a conversational or UI for me, what are the typical, dunnings that are being, paid very lately from different customers. Okay. And then it would go back to SAP system and in fraction of seconds, it would give me the results. But then I want to see what is the reason for them and where these customers are located, which region, the customer master data or some other details which may not be inside the finance portfolio, but it may be from other portfolio, like what are the deliverables that the customer has got? Was there any delay in the delivery because of which he is paying little late, right? Or how are the terms and conditions of payment terms, right? So within the same context, within the same session, if I ask Joule, it would navigate to the respective area of integration in the SAP system and get back me the results. That means as a user, the complete seamless communication across the functions and collaboration is already taken care by the Joule itself without involving another business consultant from different area as such, right? So that is where SAP is moving towards. So next couple of years or maybe 2 to 3 years, every product of SAP would be enabled with Joule. What does it mean for us? It does mean that not necessarily in general, when you look at SAP ecosystem for the decades, they would give some standard business functions enabled by Joule, and many of SAP customers, 90% of SAP customers would have their own business requirements, custom requirements. Those who are working in SAP area, you are aware that how customized today the SAP systems are than compared to the standard SAP functionalities or business processes that are delivered by SAP, right? So in the same way, whenever we get this SAP Agentic AI Builder or SAP Joule, SAP is providing a provision for the ecosystem of partners and communities, developers, functional, business, everyone to build your own custom skills or custom requirements on SAP Business Technology Platform. Okay, it doesn't mean that everything is SAP being provided, but we have an opportunity being a skilled SAP AI professional. We have an opportunity to build our own use cases within SAP ecosystem. So this is going to be very in a very demanding skill going forward. Okay, that's about the Joule. The next thing which I was talking about is embedded AI capabilities. At least uh, in my experience, I haven't seen that these capabilities are being utilized or leveraged fully by any of the customers. Reason being, everyone is jumping out to build a custom AI application without even having awareness of what is pre-delivered by SAP. There are around 70 plus use cases delivered by SAP as along with your S4 HANA system itself with no additional license requirements. These embedded AI capabilities, nothing but mostly, as I said in my first slide, they are mostly from narrow AI based applications. When I say narrow AI, machine learning, regression, and classification based algorithms are built into the application and delivered by SAP. As a consultant, we need to get into that particular area, which is called as ISLM, Intelligent Scenario Lifecycle Management, and we need to activate certain functions with providing the data size and then get into your business application and start using it. For example, how do I predict the contract consumption from a given contract for the respective business area? Or how do I predict the delivery date of a particular PO? So these are the couple of examples which I can quote, but there are around 70 plus use cases that are delivered by SAP within SAP S4 HANA system itself, right? So this is what is called as embedded AI capabilities. In fact, these functions are available back in since 2018 or 2019, not now, but they are enhanced. And now these are also SAP is also provisioning, facilitating to enhance these use cases and get the data onto SAP Business Technology Platform and build enhanced AI applications on BTP. That will come next. That is nothing but your customized AI application. When you say customized AI application, SAP has not delivered any inbuilt or pre-delivered application for building any use case. But then, how do we build our custom applications like in your G programs in ABAP, right? So this is possible through SAP Business Technology Platform with the AI foundation, which is completely built on SAP Business Technology Platform. This is where we will also cover what is SAP Business Technology Platform, the overview of BTP, and how do you build SAP Cloud Application Programming, a simple cloud application programming, right? So then a simple Fiori application on BTP, right? So this is a generic generic learning purpose, so that tomorrow when you want to build certain AI application, you should not look for some support from a BTP consultant to deploy the AI application that you have built on your own using Python, right? So this is where we cover SAP Business Technology Platform overview, the programming concepts and constructs, and how do you deploy an application SAP BTP. And then how do you integrate the Python application and with an API based integration with your SAP Business Technology Platform. Okay. So this is a very recent update from SAP. Those who are aware, then now recently they have tied up or kind of had a partnership with Databricks, and they have renamed the data sphere kind of an application to SAP Business Data Cloud to leverage, to resolve the different forms of data issues that are connected to SAP ecosystem. When I say the SAP data ecosystem, for example, a business has Microsoft Dynamics 365 at the sale of point of sales, right? And they may have a different Azure and other cloud systems for data analytics, but then their core business is being, sitting in the SAP ecosystem of solutions and portfolio and products like SAP S4 HANA, Success Factors, Ariba, whatever you call, right? But as a customer, if I have to uh, build certain intelligence and insights of the out of this data, do I need to spend additional amount to bring that infrastructure into the place? That's where SAP has tied up with the Databricks, and it is now available as SAP Business Data Cloud, again on Business Technology Platform, where the seamless integration with the heterogeneous data formats and heterogeneous ecosystems is possible. And once you have the data within your SAP Business Technology Platform, you could enrich this data with the business contextual data. When I say business contextual data, the context is very, very important, which comes from your SAP ecosystem, and then derive insights out of it. This is what is the importance of their recent initiative and recent announcement of SAP Business Data Cloud, right? So with that, if I look at the portfolio offerings which we are covering, everything is built on SAP Business Technology Platform, and where we have a cloud ERP and other ecosystems here. When I say, when you look here, these are the different SAP products and portfolio solutions. And if you see here, it is already focusing more and more on cloud-based solutions and cloud-first approach and AI-first approach in all SAP products. Yeah. So I think this we have covered already, AI Foundation, and then let me just take you to the next one. Yeah. So if you see here in SAP AI Foundation, which is completely on business technology platform, right? It has three to four options. One is, as I said, it has already delivered certain business AI business services built on hyperscalers. When I say hyperscalers, that would require high computation and high memory and high processing power infrastructure, which has been leveraged by SAP Business Technology Platform on probably AWS, Google, hyperscalers that are available in different regions around the world, right? And these AI business services are directly consumable within your applications. We have different types of AI business services. These are software as a service paradigm solutions that are delivered by SAP. That means the subscription, the costing, the availability of the service, everything is depending on the consumption mode and the agreement that you will have with SAP, right? So that is where we have, I think, 4 to 5 SAP AI business services. One is to extract the information from a standard SAP business documents like invoices, payment advices, and purchase orders. And we also have SAP data recommendation and attribute recommendation services. For example, as an import company, you will have this trading partners, and what is the commodity code for a different materials that is coming from different, originated from different country, etc., right? So every time, why should a business user check the data and then update the commodity code. Rather, build a simple application based on the historical data. Let the application find out what would be the commodity code prediction and then update the system, right? So this is kind of one kind of an application. And they used to have a service ticket intelligence for the support services, but I think they're planning to deprecate it because every customer has different requirements and not being used fully this particular service. That's about the SAP AI services, right? And then if you go to the next topics, SAP AI lifecycle management and business data and context. If you see, this is what is the AI services which I was talking just now: document information extraction, data attribute, personalized recommendations, and SAP translation hub. The next thing is AI lifecycle management, which is the very demanding topic now here, that is generative AI hub on SAP. Those who are familiar with generative AI, large language models, or transformers architecture in NLP, which is the GPT models, right? Which is the basis for the evolution of be it ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Anthropic, Aleph Alpha, different vendors from who are prevailing in the market, including DeepSeek, the recent one, right? What SAP has done is, instead of competing with these large language model vendors, they have collaborated with them, and then they have enabled these models available on SAP Business Technology Platform for the business users or the SAP ecosystem consumption. For example, a customer has all his IT infrastructure on Azure, but then by default he may be interested to go with only OpenAI based LLMs. But not all LLMs fit the fit to the complete all sorts of requirements, right? Some LLMs are good at generating the text, some LLMs are good at generating the code, some LLMs are good at generating the videos, etc., right? Reasoning capabilities now, LLMs are now being delivered with reasoning capabilities, right? Not all LLMs have very good reasoning capabilities. That means the accuracy and the evaluation matrix for each LLM would differ. So what SAP has done is it has gone one step further, collaborated with all these large language model vendors in the market, and they have deployed them on SAP Business Technology Platform within SAP Generative AI Hub. They call that as SAP Generative AI Hub, wherein I think as on today they are almost all the models are available. It is up to the business or the developers community or the architects to select which model would suit them to build a Gen AI based application within SAP ecosystem. And the costing, subscription mode, everything is available in SAP BTP Discovery Center, right? So that's where the AI, it's not just having the models available and I consume it and then I'll deliver the result, right? Similar to software development life cycle, when you build, you deploy, and you run, and you put it in the maintenance, right? Similarly, for any AI based applications, we need to have an orchestration of it. When I say orchestration, it is starting from building the machine learning or Gen AI based algorithm, monitoring it, how it is behaving at different instances of the business. Were there any deviations and how do we correct it? So that particular life cycle management is managed through SAP Generative AI Hub. Okay, in which we have two major components, which is called SAP AI Core, where the training, the core, the core, the critical part of the application would get trained or access the respective LLMs by through your prompt engineering or prompt editor, which is also available in SAP Generative AI Hub, right? The next thing is SAP AI Launchpad. This is mainly used for orchestrating the AI application, starting from building, deploying, and then monitoring. If you're aware of the word ML ops, machine learning operations or LLM ops is achieved through SAP, the services and provisions available within SAP AI Launchpad. So if you see here, this is about AI Foundation, and then this is what I was talking about, Generative AI Hub. So this is a pictorial representation of a Generative AI Hub. There are multiple services in it, which we will cover. Very couple of good use cases end to end. We could build and then show you guys the steps required to build an application with Generative AI Hub end to end and the custom applications, and also embedded machine learning. We need to check the system availability, but I will connect uh, with the team from Visualpath and I'll check on that. Yeah. So when you look at orchestration, just to cover a little bit on this, how do you orchestrate? With the grounding, grounding means what is the originality, the real data that is expected, the way it should behave, and the prompt engineering, content filtering, data mining, and LLM accesses. Everything is done through SAP AI Launchpad and SAP AI Core within SAP Generative AI Hub. So what I would like to share the next thing is I'll just share the course content, what we will cover as part of the complete course. So within the course, if you can see my screen now, we have, I think the module one is just giving the overview of kind of portfolio offerings, a little bit more details about PTP AI Foundation services. And then we start with the Python programming for AI ML. Okay, how do you start with Python? How do you set up the environment? And how do you start writing the code in Python, which is, we don't go really deep into it because we don't need that much, but then what is necessary to build an SAP AI application. And then we get into the basics of, as I said, the narrow AI topics, be it machine learning, be it NLP, be it deep learning, with the simple examples there. And then we also share you the generative AI. What is generative AI? What are the different large language models? And what are the different use cases that you can think of within SAP portfolios or SAP ecosystem, leveraging narrow AI or generative AI, right? And then we get into the business technology platform and simple application development using CAPM and Fury, cloud application programming, when I say CAPM, the abbreviation. And we go a little bit deep into SAP AI business services, which are SaaS-based solutions available on SAP Business Technology Platform. And we'll show a couple of use cases in the document information extraction. And then Generative AI Hub, where we cover end-to-end Generative AI Hub. How do you build workflows? How do you build executions? How do you get the inference API? And then how do you integrate that inference API into your front-end application, right? See, one thing I wanted to tell you guys is machine learning algorithm development or any generative AI algorithm writing the code. If I ask ChatGPT or even Cursor or even GitHub Copilot, it will give me the code. But how do you build the application surrounding it? When I say surrounding, the real software engineering. As a user, I don't understand what your algorithm does if you give me the hard code, business code, right? The technical code of it. But how do you integrate that into the business application so that as a user, I don't care what you have used in the backend. For me, the benefit what I see out of using the application is important, right? The technical debt is not really the influencing factor to convince the user or business. So to make that happen, what is your UI looks like and how fast the results is coming, And in the backend, the brain of the application sits in the backend. That is where you integrate multiple APIs or microservices into your application, and thus the result is seen to the business, right? We'll also show that, and I just noted down the prerequisites. But if you have a little bit of programming knowledge, that would be helpful. If not, we will cover the basics that are required for building these applications. Okay.